Bleeding Edge Digital. Media so fresh, it's being released in its original, unstable form. If you like what you see, be sure to press that like button and subscribe. Alright, let's go ahead and jump on in. Bleeding Edge Digital. It is Tuesday, September the 19th. And I want to start by just kind of clarifying a few things from yesterday's video. I feel like I took the lock off my front gate to my house, and all of a sudden the various solicitors from churches have decided that was an invitation to try and convert me. Let me make one thing crystal clear if I can. I am not ever going to endorse the quote-unquote family or movement or whatever you want to call it. The TDA Trust Fund Social Security account is a hoax. It does not exist. Is that clear enough? I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this anymore, other than when I see people propagating material that instructs people to commit crimes that will result in really, really bad things for them. In most cases, unbeknownst to them, because they get sucked in under the guise that this is some sort of form of protest, of a show of civil disobedience or something. And it's not what it is. It's a call to arms from con men and women to go out and be beta testers for various exploits and find the holes in the systems so that these people can go out and use them. You're doing their dirty work. And I'm not going to really try to explain it much anymore. There's a lot of people explaining it. I will go and point it out when I see people either coming on the scene or people that are on the scene now that continue to put out how-to videos. It's illegal, it's wrong, and you should not show other people how to do it. Don't have them do your dirty work. You want to commit a crime? By all means. That's between you and the authorities. But don't suck other people into it. It's wrong. And it's especially wrong when you do it under the guise that they're, it's all for the greater good. You and I both, we all know it's not for the greater good. It's for daddy's pockets or mommy's pockets. And that's what this is really all about. Again, I'm not going to dance around this subject much anymore. I do want to make one comment, though. Whether I agree with these guys or not, I got several emails on, what's his name? The Triple More guy. Yeah, he's putting out a lot of stuff. He's putting out a lot of stuff to his group, the family, whatever you want to call it. And I don't agree with what he says. I don't have to. I don't have to. Okay? If he's not propagating things that will hurt people as far as their, their status with the authorities, law enforcement, banking issues and stuff like that, it's none of my damn business whether he wants to build a cult or, whatever he wants to call it, the family. How he talks to them and what any of these people do is their business. That's between them and their group. If they want to send daddy some money and they want to put a big pocket of, big bucket of money together for somebody, they want to donate to GoFundMe accounts, they want to put money in PayPal, that's their prerogative. It's not illegal. It's not. It may be immoral, but I'm not sitting in the judgment seat, and I don't want to be. There are so many variants of people that have flocks that they are likely not what they say they are. I couldn't even begin to cover it all. It's too big. But it's no different than the stuff that we see on Sunday afternoon on TV, you know. What's the difference between sending, you know, one of these guys a couple of bucks on GoFundMe compared to sending some money to, you know, what's his name, Creflo Dollar or Joel Osteen, or, you know, again, and that's probably going to piss some people off too, but it's the same thing. Whatever you believe in, you want to believe in that stuff, believe in it. I don't give a shit. I don't. That doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect my 80-something-year-old dad, you know, it doesn't influence people to do things that could harm them. Now, if, you know, they start telling little old ladies that they should send their entire pension check in because it's what Jesus would want, yeah, I might say something about that because I don't want grandma doing without food. But beyond that, not any of my goddamn business. Really not. So, moving forward, I'm not trying to police any of these family members or anything else. I'm also not open to too many more debates about, you know, the TDA accounts, because they don't exist, folks. They don't. What I'm learning, though, about all this stuff as I go along is that all these conspiracy theories and stuff are fine and they're sensational and stuff, but my God, people, the truth is way, way scary enough. You know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to look around you to say, what in the fuck is going on? And I'm gonna show you what I mean. I got what was it? Yeah, it was just this one here. Okay. I got this morning, and this was from Sunday's CNBC article on AI and AI coming into the blockchain. So I started looking into this and AI and what they're trying to do. And it kind of ties into all the stuff I've been studying about the Federal Reserve and global finance and stuff. You don't have to, you know, put in lizard people and the Illuminati to make this fucking thing scary, man. Check this shit out, okay? The Hanson Robotics is Ben Gortzel. He's the chief scientist for Hanson Robotics. And they are taking and putting AI into the blockchain. Now, that doesn't sound very ominous in and of itself, but it certainly should scare the shit out of you, because these companies, I went back and I started digging on Hanson Robotics and the robots that they have and stuff, and I'm going to play you some of this. In fact, I'll play some of it right now. Let's go ahead and look at that real quick.
Robots. There's also Wi-Fi connection, so that for more advanced thinking and reasoning, when the robots need to do that, they can use computing on the cloud. And so there's a lot of different pieces that have to be gotten to work together to make robots like this function. But of course, the human body contains even more complex pieces that are all working together. Now, when you look at the robots here on stage, they look like separate beings. I mean, Hans over here looking handsome and manly, and so Sophia's over here with her amazing range of facial expressions. She is a more recent model robot with finer control of her face. But while they're separate in body, actually through Wi-Fi connection, the robots, our human-scale robots and our Hanson Robotics toy robots, they all connect together in the cloud into what we think of as an AI mind cloud. So as we develop these robots further and further, and we sell more and more toy-scale robots, and as these robots are scalably manufactured over the next few years and roll out as home service robots and as service robots in various commercial applications. I mean, everything one robot learns out in the world, once privacy considerations are taken into account, everything that's not private that one robot learns goes into the AI mind cloud.
That's pretty freaking scary that they're going to put this collective hive mind together of these robots, this artificial intelligence, then they're going to put it into our financial system. But it gets worse. It gets worse. There's a reason why this is the direction. Again, no lizard people, no Illuminati, no crazy spaceship shit, just some fucking stuff that should scare us all, because this is a big giant plan and a trail that you can follow that's right in front of us, man. They're doing this right in front of us. Check this shit out. Let's see. I started digging into Hanson Robotics, right? And Hanson Robotics is a really cool company. Everybody knows this little robot girl. She's like the top model, the top software edition, but they started with Einstein and a few others. But I started looking into the leadership team, right? And I checked out a couple of these people, and I kept coming back to David Chen. David Chen is the chief financial officer, and he is also an angel investor. But, you know, I kept digging into the company, and I kept finding this David Chen everywhere. And he's all over in both robotics and finance. And long story short, David Chen, you start digging it up, and you start finding this other cat, this David Lynch guy. David Lynch, let's see if I can get David Lynch here. Okay, let's see. There's David Lynch. Let's go to David Lynch here. Check this stuff out. David Lynch is the CEO of DBS Bank, which is a gigantic bank in Hong Kong that is connected to the central bank and the world banking system. And ultimately, digging through each one of these characters, you come back to that same source. It's very, very clear that the world banking groups, the central banks, are putting a lot into AI and into making sure that we go to a cryptocurrency that is controlled by the central bank. And you don't have to take my word for it. I'm not going to try and sensationalize this stuff, because I don't have to. It's, like I said, it should be fucking scary enough for you to hear it from the mouths of these people. So I want to cut over to, let's see if I can find him real quick. Yeah, I'll get into the IoT, the Internet of Things, in another video, but that's the security behind this stuff. Let's go up here to my AI robotics, and let's see what's in here. Okay, yeah, let's look at this one. Let's jump in here and take a look at this video. So this guy is Jeremy Alera. He's the founder of Circle, which is a payment system. And I'm not going to play the whole video, but it's really, really important, because he's asked a question at the end of this thing where he talks about 20 minutes or so on the future of blockchain and social payments. And social payments haven't really become a thing in this country yet, but they're huge in China and in Europe. And it is the future. That with the blockchain integration, he covers how blockchain is similar to HTTPS, the protocols that we use for the internet, and that it's the future of our world finance and banking systems. It's what is going to happen. It's not what might happen. This is a guy that is not only a part of this, he is this. And listen to what he says.
I'm Aaron Koenig. I had some Bitcoin talk here some time ago with Stephanie. And my question is, how do you see the role of government in the future, in the blockchain future? Would you rather go for people like BitNation, who think the governments would be obsolete and everything would just be decentralized? Or would you rather think like Factum and these companies that give those better services, just make government more efficient?
Yeah.
What would you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long discussion, so I'll give you a very brief answer. Within the realm of money and currency, I think that what we'll see is that central banks will issue cryptographic currency. and they'll create architectures that are based on distributed ledgers and blockchains, and they'll allow intermediaries to interact with that, and they may even allow consumers to directly interact with central bank money in that way. That's what the Bank of England is studying doing. That's what the People's Bank of China is very actively studying doing. There are huge advantages to central banks across auditability, accountability, monetary policy administration, efficiencies, financial crime enforcement, just huge improvements that can be had if they do that.
So if that doesn't scare you, and that doesn't show you what's going on with our evolution in the world of finance and the central bank's plans for how they're going to take control of this, it certainly should. Again, my direction here is to learn about this stuff as I go along, just like I think the most of us, the rest of us, the fact-based people that are really worried for the economy and worried about our system. I'm still learning about what the problems are. I don't have a solution, but I want to find the disease so that we can then maybe work on a cure.
I'm so good at